Section 3.1 talks about how do we translate English phrases into algebraic expressions. So what I have here is I have a little table, and these are all the words that are going to mean either addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, or equals or equality. Okay? So the directions here say write an algebraic expression. Give me one quick second. There we go. Why is it? There we go. Okay. So it says write an algebraic expression for each quantity. Let x represent the unknown value. Okay. So our problem here says the sum of a number and 5. So when I see the phrase a number, that's going to be my x. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the word sum and see what operation it's telling me to do. It's telling me to add, right? Because sum is right here. So x plus 5. That's all we're doing here. We're just writing an expression, okay? 7 subtracted from a number. Okay, a number. Now, what are we doing with that number? We are subtracting the number 7. So it needs to be x minus 7. We're taking 7 away from something else, okay? 1/6. So I'm going to write 1 over 6 of. So if I look around here, of means to multiply. Of a quantity, that's going to be my unknown number. 1/6 times x. Guys, we can also write out this. Oops. We can also write it as 1/6 with the letter x right next to it, okay? Triple a number. Triple means we're going to multiply it by 3. So 3x. Okay. 5 more than. So 5 more than 1/3 of means to multiply a number. 10 times a number, so 10x. Increased by means to add 1. Okay. 4 less than 7 times a number. 4 less than 7 times a number. Give me 1 second here, guys. My computer is freezing up real quick. Okay. 4 less than 7 times a number. So I'm going to write 7 times a number, and we're going to subtract 4 from that, okay? Because it's less than that. All right. The next part here says, write an algebraic expression for each of the quantities being compared. All right, it says one day in June 2015, the value of the share of Twitter stock was $47.49 less than the value of a share of Target stock. Okay, so we're going to have two things here. We're going to talk about the Target stock, and we'll talk about the Twitter stock. All right, so in this problem, guys, there's a number that's not really relevant in the sense that I'm not going to use it in my problem. That number is the 2015. Okay, so look what it's talking to us about. It says the value of a Twitter stock was $47.49 less than the value of a Target stock. I don't know anything about how much the Target stock was worth. So let's let that be X. Twitter was whatever Target was minus $47.49. So I want to point something out. In these problems, we're going to be talking about comparisons. If we have two things, I should see my letter X twice. Here's the first X, here's the second X. The one we don't know anything about will be our X, and then we can sort of write the other one as a comparison. So since we don't know anything about the Target stock, we let that be X. Twitter stock was $47.49 less than that one. Okay. It says the length of a rectangle is 3 meters more than triple the width. Okay, so we're talking about two things here. We're talking about the length, and we're talking about the width. Okay. So the first part says the length of a rectangle is 3 meters more than triple the width. I don't know anything about the width. Let me call that X. Okay. 3 meters more means 3 plus. Triple means to multiply by 3. Well, what am I going to multiply by 3? We're going to multiply the width by 3 because it's triple the width. So again, in all these problems, there should be this sort of comparison. I have two things. I see my letter X twice, once in the length, once in the width, right? April rainfall. The average April rainfall in Savannah, Georgia is about 13 inches more than that of Burlington, Vermont. The average rainfall in Phoenix, Arizona is about 20 inches or 28 inches less than that of Burlington. Okay, so it looks like we have a few cities here. We have Savannah, we have Burlington, oops, and we have Phoenix. Okay. So first thing I know is they're comparing Savannah. It says Savannah has more than Burlington, and it has Phoenix has less than Burlington. So the one that I don't know anything about is Burlington. Since Savannah has 13 inches more than Burlington, it's going to be X plus 13. Since Phoenix has 28 inches less than Burlington, it's going to be X minus 28. Notice I have 3 cities, and I see the letter X 3 times. Okay. The next one here says, the measure of a second angle of a triangle is double the measure of the first angle. The measure of the third angle is 30 degrees more than the measure of the first angle. Okay, so we're talking about the angles inside a triangle. We have 3 of them. We have angle 1, angle 2, and we have angle 3. Okay. So the first thing I notice, we're talking about the measure of the second angle, and we're saying it's double the first. I don't know anything about the first, so let's call the X, or angle 1 being X, since we don't know anything about it. Since the second angle is double the first, that would be times 2. Then it says the measure of the third angle is 30 degrees more. So 30 more than the measure of the first angle is X. So what we're doing here in 3.1, we're trying to figure out how do we write these sort of comparisons, okay? We'll actually do solving a problem in the next section, okay? Or the next 2 sections. Text messages. The number of text messages Marisol received was 3 times the number received by her brother. Okay. So Marisol, and then her brother. I don't know how many messages her brother received, so I'm going to call that X. Marisol received 3 times the amount. Okay. And the next one here says technology convention. The attendance at an innovative technology convention last year was 1/3 of the attendance at the convention this year. Okay, so we're talking about 2 different years. We have last year, and we have this year. Okay. So it says the attendance last year was 1/3 of what it is this year. Well, I don't know what it is this year. Last year it was 1/3 of that. Okay. And that is section 3.1.